Hey, Taylor.
Hey, Mel.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
You can hear me okay?
Perfectly.
Okay, good.
Do you have any trouble logging in?
No, that was easy.
Cool. I think I'm gonna not record at the moment, but can you help me? So,
Hi.
yeah, back by popular demand, Dr. Levick's back with us today. Thank you so much.
Good to see all y'all.
Yeah, we'll probably have a couple more people hop in. I thought for this session, instead of being in the gallery mode like we normally are, let's all switch to basically to mute ourselves and then go to speaker mode. And that way, when Dr. Levick begins to speak, his picture is going to be big and you can see exactly better what he's doing, and we'll be small. So let's.
Melanie, have you muted yourself already?
You muted Melanie.
I did. Sorry about that. I said I didn't see Tabitha. Hopefully she'll come back in. I'm not sure what happened there, but she can catch up. So I guess take it away, Dr. Levick.
All right. Let's get started. So we're going to, similar to what I did last time, just run through each body part, just kind of move each body part through its full range of motion, and then we'll kind of hone in on specific typical problem areas. So again, let's start with the neck. So we're gonna either kneel or stand, and I want you to reach your fists down to the floor and keep that pull going the whole time. And you'll feel that that tightens up your abdominals, tightens up the rest of your body. What I'm gonna have you do is just drop your chin into your chest, rotate your chin along your collarbone. When you get as far as you can, side bend your head that way, and then start to take that all the way around to the other side. And back to the start. Going to do that in reverse. So go along the other collarbone, side bend, all the way back to the start. Let's do that one more time in each direction. Chin to chest, chin to the edge of your collarbone, side bend, all the way around the other collarbone, back to the start, and then go the other direction. Good. Okay, next we're going to move to the shoulder blades. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. I want you to put your arms out like you're going to give someone a hug. And then what you're going to do is you're going to elongate your fingertips away from you. From here, shrug your shoulders, pinch your shoulder blades together, drop your shoulder blades, and then do that in reverse. Shrug, reach way out, drop the shoulder blades, return. So you're just making big circles with your shoulder blades. Elevate, pull back, down, forward, and then reverse that. Pinch, shrug, forward, and down. Good. Okay. Next, we'll go to the shoulder joint. Again, you can see me from the side. So take your opposite arm, make a fist, and reach to the floor like we did when we were doing the neck. From here, I want you to take one arm, lift all the way up overhead. You scooch back to where you might be able to see me. So all the way up overhead. From here, rotate your thumb inward and start to reach that arm back behind you. And then eventually, the back of your hand should be facing your thigh. Do that in reverse. So reach the arm back, rotate it outward, keep rotating it outward, back to the start. One more time on that side. So reach all the way overhead, rotate the thumb in, keep rotating that thumb in as you rotate, back of the hands facing you. Now reach back, rotate outward, all the way. There you go. We'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Reach up, rotate the thumb in, keep rotating the thumb in. So the palm is back to you, reach back behind you, rotate all the way, back to the start. One more time, up all the way, rotate in, keep rotating in. Now the back of the palm is facing you. Reach back, rotate out, come all the way back to the start. Okay, next we'll do the spine. So go ahead and cross your arms across your chest. I'll show you side view here. So we are going to, without our hips sticking back, just start to fold your spine forward. From here, you're gonna rotate as much as you can to one side. Side bend to that side, and start to go all the way around. So you're side bent and facing the other way. And then back to the start. Same thing, going the other way. Fold, rotate, side bend, all the way around. Back to the start. One more time each way. Fold, rotate, side bend, all the way around. And then same thing the other way. Fold, rotate, side bend, all the way around. Good. Okay. Let's go to the elbows. So palms out. Go ahead and bend your elbows all the way. Rotate your palms forward, keeping your elbows bent all the way. Now start to straighten the elbows. And then bend the elbows again. Rotate the thumbs or palms to face you as much as you can. Straighten back out. I'll do that one more time through. So bend the elbows. Rotate the palms, straighten the elbows, bend the elbows, rotate the palms to face you, and straighten them out. Now the wrists, go ahead and lock down your forearm. So you don't want your forearm to rotate. You are going to extend the wrist back, lean it to one side, and go all the way down, making as big a possible circle as you can. And then do the same thing the other direction. And do that one more time each way. So extend, go out to the side, and make as big a circle as you can. And do that the other direction. Great, and then let's do the same thing with the other wrist. So extend all the way back, out to the side, make as big a circle as you can. And then the other direction. And one more time each way. Awesome. All right, next we'll move to the hip joints. And I should have prefaced all this by saying, if you're having any discomfort, any pain while you're doing this, I'm assuming everyone on the call is healthy. So if you are having any pain, sit this one out, if you're doing anything that's hurting. Okay, so for the hips, go ahead and stand up. Put your arms all the way out to the side. This is going to require a little balance. I want you to lift one leg to about hip height without twisting your body. Bring that leg out to the side. And from here, keeping your thigh in the same point in space, start to rotate your shin back behind you. And then start to pull that leg all the way back and bring it down. And then you're going to donkey kick back behind you. Bring that leg like you're clearing a hurdle to your side. All the way. And set it back down. Do that one more time on that side. So lift up. Bring the leg out. Start to rotate the shin back behind you. Bring that leg back. And set it down. Donkey kick behind you. Put that leg out to the side, clear that hurdle, and set it down. And let's do the same thing on the other side. Lift, pull that leg out to the side, start to rotate that shin back behind you, clear the hurdle, and set it down. And then donkey kick, out to the side, clear that hurdle, set it back down. And one more time each way. Lift, out to the side, start to pivot the leg back and clear that hurdle. Set it down, and then donkey kick, out to the side, clear that hurdle, and back to the start. Okay. Two options here for the ankle. First option is to treat it like the wrist. Grab onto your shin bone. You can do this in a seated position. You're just going to make as big an ankle circle all the way around as you can. Or you can drop this down for a sec. You can drop into a deep squat. And then you are just going to make as big a circle around your ankle as you can. Melanie's doing it perfectly, if you can see what she's doing. I'd even say slow it down and make even bigger circles. Big a possible circle as you can. Do that a couple times on each side. I'll let everyone wrap that up. All right, and then lastly, the feet. What I want you to do is you're going to push your big toe into the floor and you're going to try to lift your other 4 toes. Can everyone see what I'm doing? Big toe down, lift the other 4 toes, and then try to switch it. So 4 toes down, big toe up. Just alternate back and forth between those 2 motions. Try to keep your ankle stable, so I don't want your ankle going all over the place as you're doing it. Just try to move the toes. So big toe down, lift 4 toes, then 4 toes down and lift the big toe. And then everyone go ahead and do that on the other foot. Big toe down, lift 4 toes. Switch, try to lift big toe while you set the 4 toes down. And reverse that again. And then one more time, switch that. Okay, good. So we've moved through kind of every major joint system in the body and kind of gotten everything warmed up a little bit. Let's hone in on the hips real quick. And so what I want you to do, if you don't have a pillow close by or something to put underneath your knee, maybe a yoga block, see if you can find something like that real quick. And we're also going to need a wall or something that you can put your leg up against. Most of you are familiar with the couch stretch. That's where we're heading with this. So I'll go ahead and set up and demonstrate. You guys go ahead and find something. Kind of wait till it looks like everyone's set up. All right, once you're in that position, what I want you to do, make sure that you're squeezing your butt on that back leg and you're keeping your ribs down. Try not to puff your chest up, but actually tuck your ribs down into your abdomen. The butt tight, ribs down. We're just gonna hold this position for just a bit. Now what I want you to do is to slowly start to ramp up, pushing your foot into whatever you've got it up against. So against your couch or against the wall, really start to push until you're pushing pretty darn hard. And hold that push for about 10 seconds. And then this is the tricky part. Try to lift your foot off the wall. And many of you are going to feel that hamstring want to cramp up. Stretch it out if you need to. And once you've done each one of those, you've pushed against and you've pulled away from, go ahead and just kind of reset in that position. And then we're going to do that one more time. So start to push your foot into the couch or the wall. Hold that for 10 seconds. And now start to try to pull your foot off the wall. And relax. Good. All right, let's go ahead and switch and do the same thing on the other side. Other foot is back behind you. Same thing, let's just get set up in that stretch. Let's get comfortable with that stretch. We'll hang out here for about a minute. All right, and now slowly start to ramp up, pushing your foot back against whatever is behind you. Whatever your foot is propped up against, push against it hard. Hold that for 10 seconds. And in 3 seconds, try to pull your foot off the wall. And shake off any hamstring cramp that you get. And just kind of reset into that stretch again. And let's go ahead and do that one more time. Start to push your foot into the couch or the wall. Hold for 10 seconds. And now try to use your hamstrings to lift your foot off the wall. And relax, just kind of resettle into that stretch. And good, okay. Now next, let's stretch out the hamstring. So you can use, if you were up against your couch, great. You can just prop your foot up on the couch or just try to find something close to you. You can even use the ground if you just put your foot on the ground, your heel on the ground. What I want you to do is instead of trying to bend your spine to touch your toes, just try to stick your tailbone up in the air. You're just going this little tiny pelvic motion. You should get quite a bit of hamstring stretch with that. And you can even try biasing. If you rotate inward, you might feel certain parts of your hamstring. If you rotate more outward, you might feel other parts of your hamstring. Kind of feel where do you get the best stretch. I want you just to kind of set into that stretch. Maybe even take your opposite foot and walk it back behind you. You might get a little more of a stretch. Now what we're going to do, now that we're settling into this stretch, I want you to start to use your leg muscles to drive your heel into whatever surface you've got it on. So start to push down into the couch, into the floor, whatever you're using. Push down as hard as you can. Hold that for 10 seconds. And in 3 seconds, start to deepen your hip crease. See if you can fold yourself forward over that hamstring. Keep your tailbone up, keep your chest up, but fold over that hip crease. You're deepening into that stretch. And then relax just a little bit and see if you can walk your other foot back behind you a little further. So we're getting deeper and deeper into this stretch. Then we're going to do each one of those one more time. So start to drive your heel down into whatever surface it's on. Hold that for 10 seconds, pushing down as hard as you can. And in 5 seconds, try to deepen that hip crease. Go ahead and do that now. Fold into that hip crease. Bend forward as far as you can, but bend through your hip and not through your waist. Keep your chest up. And good, all right. Let's go ahead and switch legs. So put the other leg up there. Walk that back foot back a little bit. Just go until you feel a good hamstring stretch. And let's just settle into that, get comfortable with that position. All right, now you're going to slowly start to ramp up pressure, pushing your heel down into whatever surface it's on, and hold that for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now deepen that front hip crease. Fold forward, but not through your spine, through the hip. Keep trying to pull yourself to that position. And in 5 seconds, you're going to stop trying to pull into that position, and you're instead going to walk your back foot back. Go ahead and do that now. Walk that back foot back behind you a little further. And let's do that one more time. Start to drive that heel down into that surface. Hold that pressure for 10 seconds. And in 3 seconds, try to deepen that front hip crease. Do that now. Deepen through that hip crease. And walk that back foot back behind you. Just gonna hang out there for about 10 more seconds. And relax. All right. You guys still hanging in there? Y'all doing okay? Good? All right. Next, another stretch that you're probably already familiar with, pigeon. So go ahead and cross your leg. Go just a bit more. So try to cross your leg. If you're unable to get your leg down nice and comfortably, try to find something that you can place underneath the outside of your knee. I want your knee supported. I do not want your knee just dangling out in the air like I'm showing right there. So make sure you've got something underneath it, whether that's the ground or the foam roller or anything like that. And instead of what we traditionally would see in yoga where you're gonna fold your spine over, I don't want you to do that. Instead, what I want you to do is walk your back foot back behind you as far as you can get it to go. And once you've gotten that back foot back behind you as far as you can go, take your hands away. And you should feel your hip muscles really having to work to hold you up in the air. Keep holding that for about 5 more seconds. And in 3 seconds, I want you, just like we were doing with that last stretch, to deepen that hip crease. So don't bend your spine, but deepen the hip. And fold over the front of your inside of your thigh. And hold that for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and set your hands back down. And see, can you walk your back foot back behind you even a little bit further? All right, and let's one more time. Go ahead and take those hands away. You're gonna have to use your hip muscles to hold you up. So you should feel like you're kind of pushing your outer knee and your shin into the floor. Hold that for another 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now deepen that hip crease. Fold through the hip. Do not fold your spine, but fold through the hip. Hold that for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and set your hands back down. Good, just kind of hang out there. Let's take about 20 seconds and then we'll switch to the other side. This next one, I'll show you a side view just in case you're confused with any of this. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the other leg. So again, get something underneath your knee if you need it. And just kind of get settled into this position. Try to walk your opposite leg back behind you as far as you can. All right, and now we're gonna take our arms away from the floor. Use your hip muscles to hold you up. Try not to get real upright. Allow yourself to stay hovering over your leg. And in 5 seconds, try to deepen that hip crease. 3, 2, 1, good. Keep your chest tall, but deepen that hip crease. You should feel a real strong stretch in your butt. And set your hands back down. Slide that back leg back behind you a little further. Get even deeper into that stretch if you can. And let's do all that one more time. Take those arms away. Hold that position 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Deepen that hip crease. 3, 2, 1. Sit your hands back down and just kind of get acclimated to that position. 10 more seconds, and then we'll move on to one more stretch for the hips. And good. Okay. Last hip stretch. I'm going to move this up a little bit so y'all can see a aerial view here. All right, so I want you to get on all fours and then start to get your knees apart from one another. Walk them out as far as you can, and then from there, drop down on your forearms. You may feel more comfortable with your feet close together. Some of you may feel more comfortable with your feet apart. It's kind of individualistic difference. Just find what works best for you. But get into this all fours with the knees apart. We're just going to hang out here for a little bit. Maybe even kind of rock back and forth. Just kind of get your groin muscles used to this position. All right, and now what I want you to do, like we've done with all these other stretches, start to push your knees into the floor. You're squeezing your knees into the floor like you're trying to bring your knees together, but the floor is stopping you. Hold that pressure for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now use your hip muscles to pull those knees apart. Get them apart as far as you can. Really use those hip muscles to pry apart. 3, 2, 1. Relax the pry, but stay in this new position that you're in. And let's do that one more time. Start to push the knees into the floor. Hold that pressure for 10 seconds. And in 3 seconds, try to pull your knees apart. Go ahead and do that now. Pry those knees apart from one another. Use those hip muscles to pull those knees away from each other. And hold that for another 5 seconds. And stop prying, but stay where you're at. Rock back and forth a little bit. Just get used to this wider position that you're in. And good. Okay. Go ahead and take your time coming out of that position. All right. Everyone give me a thumbs up. Y'all doing okay? We're good? All right. Next, I want you to grab a shoe or a kettlebell if you have one. A lighter kettlebell, maybe 15 to 25 pounds if you have one. But a shoe will work just fine. I'll show you what we're going to do now. I want you to lay back on your back. See, hopefully you can see me here. So lay on your back, and I want you to rest the shoe on top of one hand, and the other arm I want just resting overhead. All right, I can't see me, but I can see y'all. Are we good? Does everyone see what we're doing? Arm overhead, got that shoe resting on your fist. Okay, now take the leg that's on the same side as the shoe, and you're gonna bring that leg across your body, and you're gonna just walk that leg as far back the outside as you can. All the while, you're gonna try to support that shoe on your fist. And once you've gotten as far as you can, I want you to take that arm with the shoe, and you're going to just start to rotate that arm. You're doing a little screwdriver motion back and forth. Hopefully you can see that shoe rotating. And then let's go back to the start. Let's do that one more time. So fists, shoe resting on your fists, other arm overhead. Reach the leg across the body. And then start to walk it as far away from you as you can. And then take that shoe and start to rotate it. And back to the start. Can everyone see that okay? Yeah, okay, let's do the same thing with the other foot, or other leg and arm. So rest that shoe on a fist, other arm overhead. Take the leg on the same side as the shoe. Reach across your body and get it as far away from you as you can. And then from here, rotate the shoe back and forth. And after a couple turns of the shoe, go ahead and come back to the start. And do that one more time. Reach that leg across the body. Get it as far away from you as you can. And then do a couple twists. And good. Okay. Let's go on our stomachs. And what I want you to do is to take your index fingers and your thumbs and put them together. And you're going to place that down on the ground. Let me turn and see if y'all can see a little better here. So making a diamond with your hand, put it on the floor, and go and lay so that your nose is pointed inside of that diamond. And now what I want you to do is start to lift your face away from the diamond, but keep your nose pointing right into that diamond. So don't look up, just pull as far as you can while you stay looking at that diamond and set it back down. And everyone see that? All right, so lift away. Keep your nose pointing at the diamond. Good, and 3 more like that. On this next one, go ahead and go as far as you can. Once you've gotten as far as you can, then start to look up as far as you can. And then back to looking at the diamond, back to the start. And 4 more like that. Go ahead and lift. And then look all the way up. And back to the start. Good. And then lastly, do that same initial motion, get your face as far away from the diamond as you can. Pull back and then start to rotate side to side. And 1 more like that. Lift as far as you can, and then rotate. And back to the start. All right. Last movement of the day. If you have a foam roller, go ahead and grab it. If not, maybe use your shoe from earlier. But what I want you to do is set up sideline, and you want your knee, your top knee at about hip height and resting on the foam roller. And then with the arm that is closest to the ground, I want you to get as much of that back of that shoulder on the ground, and then you are going to push your arm up towards the ceiling, like you're trying to palm the ceiling. So right now I've got my left knee on top of the foam roller. I've got my right arm trying to press the ceiling away from me. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my other hand, and like I'm pulling a sword from my opposite pocket, I'm going to rotate away. So 5 reps, pull the sword from across the body. We're trying to push to the ceiling, push into the foam roller, and pull that sword across. 2 more like that. Good. All right. And let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. Foam roller underneath your top knee. Knee is about even with the hip. And I'm going to take my bottom arm and try to push up to the ceiling. This is my start position. I'll take my opposite arm, grab the sword, pull it across the body. And 3 more. And last one. Awesome. All right. Last thing that we'll do just to kind of wind it down, if you're comfortable in a deep squat, go ahead and get there. If not, maybe a child's pose if you can tolerate that. Let's just hang out in that squat for a little bit. And I want you just to breathe. Breathe in, and I want you to feel like you're trying to fill up this part of your back when you breathe in. Feel like you're trying to open up the back of the rib cage as you inhale. Big long inhale, big long exhale. Take your time with this. Let's just do a few breaths to wind down. Awesome. Cool. Thanks for jumping on the call, guys. Hope you guys got something out of it. Obviously, a little difficult doing stuff like this over Zoom, but we're doing a real good job trying. If you guys need any direction while you're stuck at home on mobility work or anything like that, feel free to send me a message on Facebook and we can chat and kind of figure out where we can make the biggest impact. But thank you all so much, and hope you all have an awesome day.
Hey, don't hop off just yet.
Okay.
Thanks, Taylor.
Hey, thanks so much. We really appreciate it. I thought it was really good.
My pleasure.
Going through those movements. I had some flashbacks to Titanic, I think, on the pigeon pose.
Oh, yeah?
Up at the front of the...
I know what you mean. Yeah, I can picture that.
Are we going to get to see your wife and your baby today?
Let me see if I can drag them out super quick.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
What y'all think?
Working back
Good.
behind me.
I see him, yes. He's getting that pool ready for you. I'm about to hop in mine too.
Mine's kind of cold. We had it heated, but we turned it off. We had it heated while it was warm, just to kind of get it a little warmer.
Yeah.
But it's cold now.
Kids probably don't think so, right?
No, they'll swim in it. I don't want to get in.
Yeah.
I'll get in the hot tub.
There you go.
Did you guys see my dog?
I did see a white fluffy thing.
She wouldn't leave me alone the entire time.
Oh.
Angela is occupied, but this is little Adeline.
I'm gonna go back
Aw,
to the review.
she's so sweet.
Hi.
How old is she, Taylor?
She's about 3.5 months now.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Adorable.
she's cute.
All right, I'm gonna take her back to mama.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for showing us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell
Thank you,
Angela
Taylor.
hi.
All right, we'll do.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right, take care.
All right. You too.
All right. See everybody.
All
Bye,
right,
y'all.
ladies. Have a good
Bye,
rest of
y'all.
your Sunday.
You.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Mel.
All right. See you soon.